Hello people, a very good morning to all of you. So guys, we started with a brand new topic in the last class, which is average due date. So guys, it is very common in the business to have a credit transaction. These credit transaction involves multiple payment in terms of, for example, if I do one credit transaction, let's suppose the B is the buyer who's buying the goods on credit. He may insist on making the payment in multiple installments, right? Or it could be a case that B is buying goods multiple times on credit, which involves back-to-back payment. So when there is numerous payment happening from the buyer to seller, right, it is very difficult for the buyer to remember that on this date I have to pay this amount. So this is very complicated procedure from B's perspective. So B approaches A, that is the buyer approaches the seller and tells that can we agree on a particular date where all the installments or all the different payment could be made as a lump sum on a single date in such a way that neither of the parties are losing by way of interest or gaining by way of interest. So arriving at a date on which you make the lump sum payment, which results neither as a loss to the buyer, neither as a loss to the seller. That date is called as average due date, right? So this we discussed yesterday. And having said that, we also made a conclusion that when we calculate the average due date, the formula is base date plus or minus, the total of the product divided by total of the amount, correct? And if this comes as a fraction, we said that we'll round up. Now, what we'll do for a change is, for all the question, we will do round off, right? Even if in certain questions, if they do round up, we'll still do round off, right? Which is mentioned here very clearly. Yeah, so yesterday we agreed that for whatever be the scenario, we'll do the round up, correct? So today I'm telling that we'll ignore that, and whatever we'll do from now, it will be round off. Even if they do round up in certain questions, we'll strictly follow only one perspective, which is round off, because I'm going by this point now. If the due date is in fraction, round it off. So this is what due date, no? They've not told for the, yeah, but still we'll take round off only. We'll take round off only. Because in few questions I saw yesterday, again, they have done round off. So we'll stick on to round off. Rarely few questions it is round off. So we'll stick on to round off. Whatever be the fractions, we'll round off, right? So yesterday, guys, we were discussing about case 1, which is a unilateral transaction. Unilateral transaction means only one party is involved for payment. So this is a unilateral transaction where B is the buyer, he is the person who's going to make the payment. So B is the only person who's going to make the payment. This is called as unilateral transaction. Unilateral transaction where only one party makes the payment. Case 2 will be a scenario where both the parties are making payment to each other. It is called as bilateral transaction. So before we head towards case 2, there are certain questions to be completed in case 1. So we'll finish that and go to case 2. Okay. So coming back. So we've done how many questions of ICA material yesterday? 3 questions. Okay, we did the first 2 questions, right? So we have to do the third question of the ICA study material. It says that calculate average due date from the following. Date of the bill is given, term is given, amount is given. Guys, if you observe the previous 2 questions, they had given the due date, which means what? From the term bill or from the credit period, the term period was added. The term period was added and the due date was given to us. But in this question, the bill date has been given. So it's a date of bill given. So bill is a negotiable instrument where you need to add, the term period plus 3 grace days. Correct? So you will calculate the due date here. You have to calculate the due date here. So date of the bill, term and amount is given. Assume Feb has 28 days because 2020 is a leap year. So you might think that being a leap year, February should take 29 days. But the question is clarified that please consider February month as 28 days for the calculation of the date purpose. So how do we do that? Heading, guys, calculation of average due date. Taking dash as base date. So we can have this as heading itself. So for the person who is evaluating the paper, he'll get to know what base date we have taken. Now the format, guys. The format will slightly change. Yesterday when we did the question, we started with the due date column. Due date column, then we had amount column, then we had number of days from base days, and then the product. So we had only 4 columns. So today we'll be adding 2 more columns. The first column will be date of bill. So DOB, date of bill. You cannot write the short form in exam, you have to write full form. So date of bill. Second will be term. And the term here is given in months and days. Okay. So second will be term. Third will be due date. Fourth will be amount. Fifth will be number of days from the base day, and last will be product. So quickly tell me, what is the first date of bill? August 10. August 10. Then October 22. October 22. December 4, Jan 14. December 4, Jan 14, March 14. Term is 3 months, 60 days, 2 months. 3 months, 60 days, 2 months, 60 days, 2 months. 60 days, 2 months. Now guys, you have to calculate the due date. Now, how do we do it, guys? Average, August 10th. August 10th plus 3 months. So can I say September, October, November? November 10 plus 3 grace days, which is 13th November or November 13th. November 13th. You have to write month also. You mean to say 13/11? That is also allowed. Nothing worry. No, nothing to worry. Okay, guys. Next is October 22 plus 60 days. How do we do this? October 22 plus 60 days. So this is basically October month. We are presently at October 22. So October has got totally how many days? 31 days. From the 31 days, we need to eliminate 21 days. 22 days. So how many days balance is left in October? 9 days of October. So from 60 days, we are minusing 9 days of October. So we'll be left with 51 days. Then after October, next month is November. So November full 30 days. So I'll minus 30 days of November. So I'll be left with 21 days of December. So December 21 plus December 21 plus 3 grace days. So 22, 23, 24. So December 24th. December 24th. Online students are able to follow? Ashwin, Abhi, Kavi, Rupesh, Sanjay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next is December 4 plus 2 months. So after December, it is Jan, Feb. So Feb 4 plus 3 grace days. 5, 6, 7. So it is Feb 7. Then it is Jan 14. Jan 14 plus 60 days. Jan 14 plus 60 days. So Jan full 31 days. 14 Jan is here. You have to eliminate this days. So 31 minus 14 is how much? 17 days. Okay. So from 60 days, I have eliminated 17 days of Jan. So I'll be left with 43 days. Totally I'm left with. After Jan, next is Feb. Feb, how many days? 28 days. Question is very clearly told. 28 days. So from 43 days, if I minus 28 days of Feb, I will get 15 days of 15th day of March. So March 15th plus 3 grace days, 16, 17, 18. So March 18th. March 18th. Okay, not okay. Year, if you want, you can write it, or else you can ignore. Or you can write commonly in the top that this is for the financial year so and so. Correct. So you can put here. See, you can follow this format. Nothing to worry. You can follow this format also. For example, 18th March 2020. This also you can follow. Whatever is comfortable. Nothing wrong. Then comes what, guys? Then comes what? March 14th. 14th March, guys. Plus 2 months. So April, May. May 14th. Plus 3 days. 15, 16, 17. May 17. There's no discussion among yourselves. May 17. Amount is 6,000, 5,000, 4,000, 3,000. Sorry, 6,000, 5,000, 4,000, 2,000, 3,000. 6,000, 5,000, 4,000, 2,000 and 3,000. Okay. Now guys, we have to take the base date. So I told you that any day you can take it as base date, but for our sake, we will take the first transaction's due date as the base date. Correct? But here I will add one more point here. Whenever you take the first transaction's due date as a base date, check the other due dates. If there is any other due date lesser than the first due date. So if I have to rephrase, I would say that in the due date column, go and select that due date, which is the least or the earliest due date. Because the earliest due date when I take and I compare to the, when I make that as base date and compare, I will get all the answers positive. Right? So if you, for example, let's suppose this is November 13, okay? And let's suppose this is October 24. This is October 24. So when you do November 13 as a base date, from November 13 to October 24, what happens is you'll get answer in negative. So always don't blindly go with the first date. I would rather rephrase it by saying that in the due date column, search for that due date, which is the least due date, which is the earliest due date. So that will take as a base and compare with the other dates. Am I clear with what I'm telling? So now here guys, compare all this and tell me which date is the least due date. November 13. Okay, so November 13 will be the base date. So taking November 13th as a base date. So base date to the due date. Base date to due date. So base date is November 13. Due date is November 13. So can I see here number of days will be 0. Next is base date is November 13 and the due date is December 24. November 13th minus December 24. How do you do, guys? How do you do this? I have to travel from 13 to December 24. So how many days forward? So in November, total 30 days. In that, if I minus 13 days, what is the balance days of November? 17 days of November plus 24 days of December, which is 41 days. 41 days. Is anybody finding difficult to calculate this? Are you all comfortable with the calculation number of days? Next is November 13 to Feb 7. November 13 to Feb 7. So in November 13, guys, like November has got total 30 days. In that 13 days, you eliminate. First 13 days, you eliminate. So balance is 17 days. Plus, after November, it is December. December has got full 31 days. January full 31 days. February, first 7 days. So now how much is the due date? 86. So number of days is 86. Number of days is 86. Next is base date to the due date February 7. That is over, sorry. November 13 to March 18. So what will be the due date? 17 plus 31 plus 31 plus 28. November, December, Jan, Feb. And March is 18. So 17 plus 31 plus 31 plus 28 plus 18. How much? 125. And next is for May. So 17 days of November, 31 days of December, 31 days of Jan, 28 days of February, 31 days of March, plus 30 days of April, plus 17 days of May. 17 days of May, which is online people. I'm not getting any response. You're not participating. What happened? What is it, guys?
185 days.
185 days. Please cross check. Oh ho 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 ho. Oh ho 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 ho. Ah, okay, fine. Let them take whatever they want to take. Our answer 185 is correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. They have taken some other date as the base date. They've taken 10th August as base date. You can take anything, but we'll strictly uniformly follow one thing. We don't want the answer to be negative. Okay. Now, guys, Amount into number of days is equal to product. So 6,000 into 0 is equal to 0. So you have to take your calculator, guys, and do M plus M plus M plus MRC. So 5,000 into 41 M plus. Can I say this 2,05,000? 4,000 into 86 M plus 3,44,000. 2,000 into 125 M plus 2,50,000. 3,000 into 185 M plus 5,55,000. MRC is 13,54,000. Is it matching? Is it matching? Everyone, please check. Don't copy, guys. Please do it by yourself. So product is 13,54,000 and total of the amount, please. 6 plus 5 plus 4 plus 2 plus 3. Guys, here when you don't do in calculator, don't do 6,000 plus 5,000 plus 4,000 plus 2,000 plus 3,000. 6 plus 5 plus 4 plus 2 plus 3. Short. Total is 20,000. You have to work smart, guys. You have to work smart. So now, guys, calculation of average due date. So average due date is equal to base date plus total product upon total amount. What is the base date, guys? Base date is 13th May plus 13th November. Total product is 13,54,000 divided by 20,000. So 13,54,000 divided by 20,000. If you do, you're getting 67.7. So I said we'll round off to 68 days. 68 days. So it is 13th November plus 68 days forward. So how do we do that? This is November month, guys. November has got totally how many days? 30 days. In that we are on 13th. So I need to eliminate these days. So 30 minus 13th is how much? 17 days. So our total 68 days travel, I have to 68 days forward I have to travel. From that I'll minus 17 days of November. So 68 minus 17 is 51 days is remaining. In that I'll minus 31 days of December. So I'll get 20 balance. Balance I'll get 20. So that is nothing but 20 of Jan. So 20th Jan 2021 or 2? 20. 20th Jan 2020 is the average due date. Is it matching?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Online students, any problem?
No, sir.
In one question, they'll take what do you call it, transaction date. Another question, they'll take the bill date. Another question, they'll take the due date. So all they are trying to prove is that you take any date, the answer will match. But here, for exam purpose, we'll follow uniformly that we are going to take in the due date column the least date. If the least date happens to be first transaction, the first transaction. If the least date happens to be second one, we'll take second one. So least date is the target. Online people, are you all comfortable with this? Kavi, Abhi?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Superb. Let's go to the next question, guys. Next question. Fourth question says that a trader having accepted the following several bills falling due on different dates, now desires to have a bill cancelled and to accept a new bill for the whole amount payable on the average due date. So there are multiple bills, guys. So he feels that I cannot keep a track of multiple bill. It is literally creating a havoc. So he says that let's cancel all this bill and make a single bill on such a date where the credit period what we have agreed, this credit period is not broken. This credit period is honored. This credit period is honored in such a way that payment happens in lump sum on a single date. So when you calculate the single date, this credit period should not be violated. This credit period should not be violated. So keeping that in mind, we have to calculate a date on which the entire amount, the total amount can be paid in lump sum. So this is the date of the bill, guys. This is the date of the bill. So with this, you will add The term issuance of the bill is basically the issuance of the bill. That is the term period. So with this, you'll add the term period plus 3 grace days, right? So guys, you require to find the said average due date. I'll give you 5 minutes to complete this question by yourself. Very easy question. You can't take more than 5 minutes. Online people, please start working out. Did you not change your calculator? Not change it, why? Which one? This memory, you'll have problem with memory. Memory does not get erased automatically. You'll have to. No, don't do that. I'm telling you. Because in exam pressure, by chance, if you forget to erase the memory, no, it will be a big problem. Done? What is the due date? Super. Online people, anyone completed? Done? You can't take so much time for this. 5-mark question, Jujube question, to be completed in 4 minutes. I give extra 1 minute. Done? You can't take so much time, guys. You can't take so much time. Online people, anyone still doing? Abhi, Ashwin, Kavi, Rupi, Sanjay, anyone still doing? There's no response.
Sir, completed.
Sir.
Okay, great. So next question, guys. 16th question. And this is a question that was asked in revision test paper November 2018 attempt and November 2019 attempt. Okay. It says that Mehnaz accepted the following bill drawn by Jain.S. Mehnaz accepted the bill drawn by Jain.S. So who's the customer? Who's the seller? Mehnaz is the customer because she's accepted to pay it, and bill is drawn by Jain.S. So Jain.S is the seller. So is this unilateral transaction or bilateral transaction? Unilateral because only one person is paying, which is Mehnaz in this case. So this is case 1. It says that on 18th March 2018, the bill drawn amount is 4,000 for 4 months. So 8th March is the bill drawn date. 4,000 is the amount and 4 months is the term period. Clear? Like that, the information is given. He wants to pay the bill. I think it should be she. I don't know if Mehnaz is male or female. Anyways, what for us? Mehnaz wants to pay all the bill on a single date. Now he says that on this date I have to pay 4,000, on that date I have to pay 5,000. It is headache for me. So all the bill amount put together, I want to make a single payment in such a way that the credit period what has been offered here, that is not violated. So the terms and conditions of this credit period has to be complied, plus the payment has to be made in lump sum. So for that purpose, we need to calculate the average due date. So Mehnaz wants to pay all the bill on a single date. Find out this date. So basically find out this date means they want us to calculate the average due date. So requirement number 1 is the calculation of average due date. Interest is charged at 18% per annum and Mehnaz wants to save 157 by way of interest. So first requirement is calculation of average due date. Second is Mehnaz wants to save 157 rupees by way of interest, which means she wants a interest money or cash discount or rebate she wants, anything you say. So which means what is the total amount to be paid? Can I say 20,000? 4 plus 6 is 10, 5 plus 5 is 10. 20,000 is the total amount. In that, she wants to save 157 rupees and pay the balance. So now, for that, what is required? Interest is charged at 18% per annum and Mehnaz wants to save 157 by way of interest. Okay. So what? Calculate the date on which he has to effect the payment to save the interest of 157, which means that to save 157 rupees, we have to make early payment or late payment. Mehnaz has to pay early payment. Only if you make early payment, you'll be rewarded with a rebate or a cash discount. Correct? So when I make the early payment, calculate the date on which the payment is supposed to be made. So they want us to calculate the date. So this is the reverse working. Are you able to follow? Okay. So let's do it, guys. First, we have to calculate the average due date. So let's do it as a normal question. Calculation of average due date. Don't worry if you've not understood. I'll be explaining one more time when I do the practical part. So calculation of average due date, taking dash as a base date. This is not an ICA book. This is not an ICA. This is the RTP question, which will be only in my compiler. Or if you download any RTPs, MTPs, you can get that. I'll send this. Why? Now, here guys, the bill date is given. So what will be the columns here? Bill date, term, due date, amount, number of days, product. So please do it. Bill date, terms. Term is everything in month, guys. You can mention in months. In months. Then due date. Then amount in rupees. The number of days. Product. So bill date is, guys, 18th March 2018. Sorry, 8th March 2018. It is 8th March 2018. 16th March 2018. 7th April 2018. 17th May 2018. Please check if it is correct. 8th March, 16th March, 7th April, 17th May. Correct? Online people, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, amount is, sorry, term period is 4353. 4353. Due date, guys. 8 March plus 4 months. So April, May, June, July. July 8 plus 3 grace days. 9, 10, 11. 11 July. So 11, 7, 18. 11th July. Let's check the answer simultaneously. Yeah. Next, guys, 6 March plus 3 months. Sorry, 16th March plus 3 months. So it is April, May, June. June 16 plus 3 grace days, 17, 18, 19. So 19th, 19th, June 2018. 7 April plus 5 months. So it is April, May, June, July, August, September. September 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 September. September is 9th month. So 10 September 2018. Next is 17th May plus 3 months. So it is June, July, August. August 17 plus 3 grace days, 20 August 2018. So 20, 10, 19, 11. Okay. 4, 5, 6, 5. 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, 5,000. Now guys, please tell me which will you take as a base date. In the due date column, you have to go for the date which is the least or the earliest due date. Please tell me which is the earliest due date.
19th June, sir.
19th June 2018. If you happen to take 11 July, what will happen is the answer here will go negative. We have to go reverse. Reverse means negative. So to avoid negative only, we are doing the least date. So the base date, taking 19/6/2018 as a base date. From 19 June to 19 June, here it will be 0 days. 19 June to 11 July, how much? So this is June month. So we are here 19 June. So 30 minus 19 is how much? 30 minus 19 is 11 days of June plus 11 days of July. So it will be 22 days. 22 days of the first case. Then number of days from base date to the transaction date. So 19th June to 10th of September. So 11 days of June, 31 days of July, 31 days of August, plus 10 days of September. So 11 plus 31 plus 31 plus 10, 83. Next is from 19th June, we have to travel forward to 20 August. So 11 days of June plus 31 days of July plus 31 days of August plus 30 days of September. Wait. This is 20 August. So 11th day of June, 11 days of June, 31 days of July, and 20 days of August, because it is 20 August, guys, 20 August. So it is 11 plus
62.
31 plus 20, which is 62. You have to be very careful. 62. Now product, guys. 4,000 into 22, M plus. 5,000 into 0, no point putting, because we know the answer is 0. So don't waste time. Next is 6,000 into 83, M plus. 4,98,000. Then 5,000 into 62, M plus. 3,10,000. Then MRC. 8,96,000. Are you all getting this? And this is 20,000. Average due date is equal to base date plus total product divided by total amount. Base date is 19th June 2018 plus total product is 8,96,000. Guys, no talking, please. Recording is getting disturbed. Divided by 20,000. So 8,96,000 divided by 20,000, you're getting 44.8. So we'll round off to 45. So 19 June 2018 plus 45 days. Tell me what is the average due date?
3/8/18, sir.
So in June, guys, total 30 days are there. If I minus 19 days, I'll be left with 11 days. So 45 minus 11 days of June. So 45 minus 11 is 34. In that, I'll minus 31 days of July. So I'll be left with 3 days of August. So it is 3rd August 2018 is the average due date. On this date, if Mehnaz is making payment to Shahnaz, nobody should have any problem because nobody is gaining anything or nobody is losing anything by way of interest. But question says that Mehnaz wants to gain 157. To gain this 157, how many days earlier the payment has to be made? Mehnaz wants to save 157. She has to pay 20,000 rupees. In that, she wants to save 157. From 20,000, she wants to minus 157 and pay balance 19,843. So if Mehnaz wants to save, the option what she's got is to make early payment. If she makes early payment to Shahnaz would give her interest. She would give her a cash discount. She would give her a rebate. So now how many days earlier you have to pay? So there are multiple ways of doing this. First, if Mehnaz wants to save 157 rupees, then she has to make an early payment. She has to make early payment of rupees, how much? 20,000 minus 157, 19,843 on this date. If Mehnaz wants to save 157, then she has to make an early payment of 19,843 on this date. So this date we have to calculate. So working note number 1 or 2. Calculation of actual payment date. So normally guys, if I have to calculate my interest, if I have to calculate my interest, what is the formula? Can I say amount into rate of interest by 100 into number of days by 365? Yes or no? So here I'm telling you that interest is being given. This is given. Amount is known. Rate of interest is known. Number of days is X. 100 is known. 365 is known. Any difficulty in calculating number of days? No problem. So interest is 157. Amount, what will you take? 20,000 or 19,008? What is that? 43. You have to calculate interest on the principal amount. So it will be 20,000 only. 20,000 into 18% was the agreed interest rate. So 18 by 100 into X divided by 365. So 157 into 100 into 365 divided by 20,000 into 18 is equal to X. So don't do this presentation. I'm only doing for your knowledge. In reality, you'll put X here and do this here. Okay. So please tell me what is the answer, guys. X is equal to 15.9. If I round this off, 16. So we have to make payment 16 days earlier. 16 days earlier. Are you all getting this point, guys? Please tell me, guys, are you all getting this point or not? Online people are waiting for responses. Hello? So if you make payment 16 days earlier, you will be able to get a interest or rebate for 157 rupees. In other words, This is only for explanation. Let's suppose 20,000 is the amount. It is delayed for 1 year. If the payment is delayed for 1 year, so can I say 20,000 into 18 by 100, which will be how much? 3,600 would be the interest. If Mehnas delays the payment by 1 year, she has to pay 3,600 interest. So 3,600 is the interest for 1 year, which is 365 days. Then if interest 3,600 is equal to 365 days, then to save 157 rupees interest, how many days earlier you have to make the payment? For saving 3,600, if Mehnas wants to save 3,600, then she has to make 365 days earlier payment. This logic is clear. If Mehnas wants to save 3,600 rupees, so she has to make the payment 365 days in advance. That is 1 year in advance. Now, if Mehnas wants to save 157 rupees, then how many days in advance she has to make the payment? Cross multiply 365 into 157 divided by 3,600. You'll get same 16 days. So this formula is nothing but derivation from this concept, which is vegetable vendor technique. If you don't believe it, I can prove it. My goodness. Okay. Now tell me, guys, 20,000 into 8 by 100 is how much? Sorry, 20,000 into 18 by 100 is how much? 3,600 into x by 365. And this is 157. If I cross multiply, what will happen? X is equal to 157 into 365 divided by 3,600. Correct? Hence the proof. Hence the proof. Hence proved. Hence proved. Are you able to understand? So examination point of view, you can use this formula. For understanding purpose, I have explained you this. Now guys, average due date. The next is working note number 2. This is working note number 1. Correct? This is working note number 1. Now I need to do working note number 2, where actual payment day is equal to average due date minus 16 days. I need to travel 16 days behind. So average due date is how much we calculated? 3rd August 2018. So minus 16 days. You have to go in reverse. You have to be very careful. Guys, this is August. This is July. July, August. We are on which date today? We are on 3rd of August here. So we are going reverse now. So from 16 days, can I say I will take into consideration the first 3 days of August? So 16 minus 3. So I'm left with how much? 13 days I have to go behind. So from 3rd of August, if I minus 3 days, I will land up on, can I say 31st of July? Yes or no? From 31st of July, I have to go backward 13 days. So 31st of July, July has got 31 days. From 31 days, if I go 13 days behind, 31 minus 13, you will land up on 18th of July. So on 18th of July, if you make the payment, Mehnas can save 157 by way of interest. Now, if you are not sure whether this answer is correct or not, you can travel 16 days forward and see if you are landing on 3rd of August. Why I'm telling, because see, here you're not under pressure. So you will make proper calculation. But in exam, under stress, if you change a date here and there, also things will collapse. So always have a checkpoint. So when you're going backward, travel forward and also see. Forward calculation is kind of easy because you'll be doing it multiple times, no? So your mind will get used to it. Backward calculation is happening rarely. So there is a possibility that you can make mistakes. So having a control and checkpoint is better, I'm telling. So it is 18th of July. 18th of July. So come back here, guys. This is 2 working note. No? I'll come and substitute here. If Mehnas wants to save 157 rupees, then she has to make an early payment of 19,843 on 18th of July 2018. Full stop. This statement has to be there finally, guys. This is how you conclude the answer. If Mehnaz wants to say 157 by way of interest, she should prepone, that is early payment, prepone of the payment of the amount involved by 16 days. She has to make 16 days earlier payment compared to the average due date. Hence, she should make the payment on 18th July 2018. Is this clear or not clear?
Clear, sir.
Everyone is clear. Online, Sanjay is clear. Others?
Clear, sir.
Clear, sir.
Wonderful. So with this, guys, we come to end of the unilateral transactions. So let's take a break of 7 minutes and then we'll continue with the bilateral transactions. Yes, people, welcome back from the break. So let's continue, guys. We'll be heading towards case 2, guys. Case 1, I said it is unilateral transaction where only one person makes the payment to another person. Now in case 2, guys, you will see that A is making the payment to B. B is also making payment to A, which means both are buying and selling to each other. So in that case, we have to find out an average due date for the net amount involved. Learn how do we calculate. We have to learn how to calculate the average due date when inter-transactions between two parties are involved. When more than one party is involved, where one party purchases and also sells to another party, like JK Tires and Maruti, when Maruti sells cars to JK Tires for their employees and purchases tires from them. So basically, A is selling to B, B is also selling back to A. So both are purchasing and selling to each other. In such a case, instead of paying the gross amount, they may go for the net amount. A has to pay B, let's suppose 100 rupees. B has to pay A 20 rupees. So A will pay 100 and receive 20 from B. Instead of doing that, we can do a net entry. Now, net will be 80. A has to pay to B. So we have to calculate the net amount. And this net payment has to be done on a single date as a lump sum in such a way that neither of them are losing any interest or gaining by way of interest. In such a case, instead of paying the gross amount, 100 is the gross amount, 20 is the gross amount. Instead of that, they may go for the new amount, that is net amount. Purchase amount and sale amount will be set off. The process of minusing 100 from 20, the process of minusing 20 from 100 is called a set off. And thus here we take difference of the amount and produce as a net amount. In such case, earliest date of both the parties are taken as a base date. Now this I'll take in a practical question. Illustration 5, guys. Illustration 5. Illustration 5 of your study material. If you look at this question, two traders, one X, another Y, buy goods from one another, which means X is selling to Y and Y is selling to X. X is purchasing from Y, Y is purchasing from X. Okay. Buy goods from another, each allowing the other 1 month credit. Each one is giving 1 month credit to each other. So X is giving 1 month credit to Y, Y is giving 1 month credit to B. At the end of the 3 months, the account rendered are as follows. So on April 18, goods sold by X to Y, goods sold by X to Y. We are not concerned about sales. We are concerned about the payment. Who is making payment to whom here? X is making payment to Y. Wonderful. So X is selling goods. Goods sold by X to Y. X is selling goods to Y. So X will make the payment. Y will make the payment. So Y will make the payment to X. Payment Y to X. And here payment will be X to Y. So these are the date, transaction date. These are the amount. These are the transaction date. These are the amount. Calculate the date upon which the balance should be paid. Balance means what? Balance means what? 60 plus 70 plus 80 is how much? 210. 210, Y has to pay to X. So Y has to pay to X 210. X has to pay to Y how much? 102. X has to pay to Y 102. Net amount is how much? 108. Who has to pay whom net? Y has to pay to X. So calculate the date upon which the balance of 108 to be paid so that no interest is due to the either parties. So no interest due means which date it is? Average due date. Right? Okay, let's do it, guys. Let's do it. Calculation of average due date. Taking dash as base date. Now the first transaction is, guys, first transaction is where payment has to be given from Y to X. So this is first table where payment from Y to X. Okay. So here, guys, what will be the first column? Will it be due date or date of transactions? Date of transaction. Term. Date of transaction, term. Then due date, amount. Then number of days, product. Transaction date is April 18, May 15, June 17. So April 18. 18th April, 15th May. 15th May, 17th June. 17th June. And the term period is 1 month, guys. Term period is 1 month. So 18th April plus 1 month is how much? What is the due date? What is the due date?
21 May, sir.
Think and answer. Think and answer. In the question, have they mentioned this document as a negotiable instrument? Is this a bill of exchange? Anywhere in the question, have they mentioned this a bill of exchange? Only when a bill of exchange is executed with the term period, you add 3 grace days. Here, anywhere have they mentioned the bill is been executed? So there is no bill of exchange executed. I am making a credit sale, or you are doing a credit purchase, and I am giving you 1 month credit. So it's a normal creditor debtor transaction. It's a normal creditor and debtor transaction where 1 month credit has been given. There is no bill involved. Only when bill is involved, when there is a negotiable instrument involved, only then the 3 grace days will be added. So take a highlighter and highlight this point or make a note of this point. Here, there is no bill of exchange, entered into. Therefore, no need to add 3 grace days. Please make a specific point and highlight this point. Please make a specific note and highlight this point. So 18 April plus 1 month is 18th May. 15th May plus 1 month is 15th June. 17th June plus 1 month is 17th July. Online people, any problem here? Any problem here?
Clear,
No,
sir.
sir.
Okay, amount is 60, 70, 80. 60, 70, 80. Wait for the base date. Don't take the base date immediately. Whenever in these kind of questions, you're supposed to take the base date, do both the table. The first table is where the payment is made from Y to X. Do the table where payment has to be made from X to Y. Compare both the table. Compare both the tables due date and take the least due date. So now, guys, leave some 2 lines and do table number 2. Where payment from X to Y. I hope that is a branded calculator. Then it will be okay. So date of transaction, term, due date, amount in rupees, number of days, 100%. Wherever amount comes, rupees has to be mandatorily written, and product. Date of transaction is 23 April, 24th May. 23 April, 24th May. Term is 1 month, 1 month. So 23 April plus 1 month is 23 May. 24 May plus 1 month is 24 June, which is today. $52 plus 50. 52 and 50. So total is 102. Now guys, when you choose the base date, compare both the table and go with the date, which is the least date. Which is the least date? So if you see it is May, June, July, May, June. So obviously May is the least month. So in May, what is the least date? 18 and 23. There are 2 dates of May, 18 and 23. So 18th May is the least date. So this will be the base date for both the table, guys, for both the tables. So base date is 18th May. Now from base date to the due date. So 18th May to 18th May, it is 0 days. Next is from base date 18th May to 15th June. How many days? In May totally there are 31 days. In that I need to minus 18 days. So 31 minus 18 is how much? So 13 days of May plus 15 days of June. So 13 plus 5 is 15 is 28. Then from 18th May to 17th July. So in May there are balance 13 days. Plus June it is 30 days. Plus July it is 17 days. So 13 plus 30 plus 17 is 60 days. From 18th May to 23 May. 18 May to 23 May. How much? 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. 5 days. You can do 23 minus 18 also. From 18th May to 24 June. So 13 days of May plus 24 days of June, which is 37 days. So 60 into 0 is 0. So 70 into 28 M plus 70 into 28 M plus 1960. 80 into 60 M plus 4800 MRC 6760. Next is which one? Show your calculator. 28 into 70 M plus 80 into 60 M plus MRC 6760. For it will not come because your calculator will not erase the memory automatically. So whatever you've done the previous calculation now, in that memory, that value is stored. So you have to manually erase it. So that's why I tell that go with this calculator or black calculator. You don't have to erase the memory. Automatically it will erase after clearing all the transactions. Anyways, 52 into 5 M plus 260. 50 into 37 M plus 1850. MRC is 2110. Is everyone getting this? Online students, are you all getting this?
Yes, sir.
Everybody.
Yes, sir.
Everybody. Wonderful. Now, guys, I need to calculate the average due date. Now, here the formula will undergo a change. So please pay minute attention. So average due date is equal to base date plus. So far, we took total of product. Now you have to take the difference of the product. Difference of product upon difference of amount. So what is the base date, guys? 18th May plus difference of the product. So which product is the highest product, guys? Can I say 6760? I want the answer to be in positive. So the first item should be that is the biggest amount. The second amount should be the least amount. So 6760 minus 2110. 6760 minus 2110 divided by difference of the amount. What is the amount here? 60 plus 70 plus 80 is 210. 210 minus 102. 210 minus 102. So 18th May, what is the numerator? 4650. Denominator? 108. So 18th May plus 4650 divided by 108. 43.05. So it is 43 plus 43. Okay, so please understand there are two different types of transaction. One, Y is making payment to X. Second, X is making payment to Y. Now we want first thing to set off both together. That is Y amount which is being paid to X should be offset with the amount which X is going to pay to Y. So net amount has to be paid. Therefore, both the transactions data need to be combined and to be differentiated. Only then we'll be arriving at a common average due date where both the parties are not losing anything or gaining anything. That is how this formula has been designed. Are you able to follow? So 18 May plus 43 days, guys. How many days? So I have to go 43 days forward. So in the May month, totally 31 days are there. I need to minus 18 days. So I'll be left with 13 days of May. So from 43 and minus 13 days of May, I'll be left with 30. So after May, June. So June 30. So 30 days of June. So 30th June is the average due date. 30th June is the average due date. Hence, the date of settlement of the balance is 43 days after May 18, which is June 30. On June 30, Y has to pay X the net amount of 108 to clear and close the account. To close the account. Very clearly agreed, guys. Y has to pay to X 210. X has to pay to Y 102. So net, who has to pay more? Y has to pay more. So Y to X will be net amount payment of 110 on June 13th. Sorry, 108. On June 30th, if the payment 108 is not happening, then interest will come into picture, depending on when the payment is made. Sorry? In case if they tell that the payment is happening on a different date, so that date and this date take a difference. Calculate the number of days of delayed payment or early payment and calculate the interest. If early means, then we have to minus. If it is late means to add. If it is early payment means what? From the amount that I have to pay, I will get a rebate of cash discount. So I'll minus. If it is late payment, along with this, I need to add interest and pay more money. That is the concept. So don't buy at plus and minus. Understand the concept. Anybody's got any doubts here? Online people? Are you able to understand what is the step involved? So whenever bilateral transaction is coming into picture, guys, first of all, you will note down the normal heading, calculation of average due date, taking dash as a base date. For you to take the base date, you need to put both the tabular column. When payment is made by X to Y, when the payment is made by Y to X. Calculate due dates. In that, combine and compare which due date is the least due date. That will become your base date. Then normal tabular column. In the unilateral transaction, you'll do the one tabular column. In the bilateral transaction, you do the two tabular column. Okay, so that is the difference. The second difference is that when we calculate the average due date, base date plus difference of the product. In the unilateral transaction, it was total product because only one transaction. Here it is bilateral transaction, so I have to take the net difference. So difference of the product upon difference of the amount. You'll get the answer. Comfortable? Abhi, Ashwin, Kavya?
Yes, sir.
Not here. Kavi, Rupesh, Sanjay. Okay. So guys, sixth question, I want you to take it as homework. Sixth question is homework. And a similar question is the seventh question. Can we do the seventh one? Sixth and seventh question both are same. Sixth is slightly easy, so that you can take it as homework. Seventh is involving, month calculation, days calculation. And here, if you see, there are both month calculation. So what do you do, guys? Tough question. Can you give it as homework? Tough question. You want me to do, because I'll go and write the exam. Okay, guys. Sixth question. Please take it as homework. We'll do the seventh one. In fact, you need to practice these kind of questions at home, guys, more and more. So seventh question, if you get an opportunity, please do it one more time by your end, because I'm a little worried about how you calculate this number of days. Month wise, you can calculate. Days wise is people go, make some mistakes there. Anyways, seventh question says that Mr. Kapoor had the following bills receivable and bills payable against Mr. Khan. Mr. Kapoor had the following bills receivable and bills payable. This means what? Bills receivable will happen in the sale transaction and bills payable will happen in the purchase transaction. So Mr. Kapoor is having a bills receivable, which means he has sold goods to Mr. Khan. Mr. Kapoor is having bills payable, which means he has also purchased from Khan. So it is a bilateral transaction. The details is given as follows. So it is a bill, guys. It is a bill. So term period plus 3 grace days, right? So date is given, transaction date is given, amount, tenure. For this is for bills payable, transaction, date, amount. Now, guys, additional information says that gazetted holidays in the intervening period. So 15th August is Independence Day, so it is a holiday. 24th July is an emergency holiday, and 10th of September is a Sunday. So these 3 days you have to keep in mind, guys. 15th August, 24th July, 10th September. This you have to keep in mind. If you forget this, your answer will be wrong. So let's do this, guys. Let's do this. What is the requirement? Requirement is to calculate. So this is basically calculate average due date. Anyways. Yes. If question is silent, we have to find the average due date. So calculation of average due date. In the textbook, is the question silent? Okay. Taking dash as base date. Here, when payment by now, guys, Mr. Kapoor had the following bills receivable and payables. This is from whose point of view? Mr. Kapoor's point of view. So for Mr. Kapoor, it is bills receivable. If for Kapoor it is bills receivable, who is paying money to whom? Khan is making payment to Kapoor. This is very important. I need who's making payment to whom. The following table is given from the point of view of Kapoor. So for Kapoor, if it is bills receivable, for Khan it is bills payable. So Khan is going to make payment to Kapoor. Second, bills payable is for Kapoor. So Kapoor is making payment to Khan. So this is Kapoor to Khan. So first transaction is Khan to Kapoor. When payment is made by Khan to Kapoor. This is first case. Date of bill, terms, due date, amount, number of days, product. So guys, it is 1/5/2020. So 1/5/20, 19/6/2020. Please tell me the date, guys. Next, 25 June 2020, 7 July 2020, 14 July 2020. Correct? Okay. Guys, what is the term period? 3 to 1 month, 2 month, 2 month. Now, guys, due date, please. 1 May plus 3 months. So June, July, August. 1 August plus 3 grace days is 4th of August. 4th of August is any holiday? 4/8/2020. 19 June plus 2 months, guys. July, August. August 19. 20, 21, 22. 22 August, any holiday? 22/8/2020. 25 June plus 1 month. So it is 25 July. 26, 27, 28. 28 July, any holiday? Seven July plus 2 months. So 7 means August, September. So 7 September plus 3 grace days. 8, 9, 10. 10 September, any holiday? Online people, 10 September, any holiday?
Sunday, sir.
The Sunday, sir.
So if the bill is falling due on Sunday, will you make the payment the next day or the previous day?
Previous day, sir.
Previous day. For public holiday or for the known holiday, you will make the payment the previous day. So what will be my actual revised due date? 9th September 2020. So this you have to be very careful. This you have to be very careful. Put this in a different color, guys, so that you will understand when you will revise it. So 9/9/2020. 14 July plus 2 months. So August, September. September 14, then 15, 16, 17. 17 September, any holiday? No. So 17/9/2020. Amount is 400, 750, 1000, 1250, 800. Now stop and go to the next tabular column. Next tabular column is when payment is made by Khan, no, made by Kapoor to Khan. So leave 2 line space. When payment made by Kapoor to Khan. Date of bill, terms, due date, amount, number of days, product. Date of bill, please. 11/5/2020, 21 June 2020, 28 June 2020, 10 July 2020, 16 July 2020. Term period is 60 days, 30 days, 45 days, 50 days, 55 days. Now, guys, in May, totally 31 days are there. In May, totally 31 days are there. In May, totally 31 days are there. In that 11 days, we have to minus. So I'm left with 20 days of May. So from 60 days, if I minus 21 days of 20 days of May, I'll be left with 40 days. So after May, it is June. So I'll minus 30 days of June. I'll get 10th of July. 10th of July, any public holiday? 10th of July. Plus 3 grace days. So 11, 12, 13. 13 July. 13 July, any public holiday? Any holiday? No. So 13 July 2020. Next is, guys, 21 June plus 30 days. So June has got totally how many days? 30 days minus 21. So I need to minus from this 39 days of June. So I'll be left with 21 days of July. So 21 days plus 3 grace days. 22, 23, 24. So 24 July. Is 24 July any holiday? Online people are waiting for responses. 24 July, any problem?
Yes, sir.
Emergency
Emergency
holiday.
holiday.
Emergency holiday. In case of emergency holiday, can I make the payment the previous day?
No, sir. Next day.
It will be the next day. So it will be 25th of July. 25th of July 2020. Next is 28 June. 28 June plus 45 days. So In June, there are 30 days. 30 minus 28 means I need to take into consideration 2 days of June. I'll be left with 43 days. Then I'll minus 30 days of July. I'll minus 30 days of July. I'll be left with 13 days of August. So 13th
Sir,
August.
31 days of July, sir.
Oh, 31 days of July. Sorry. From 43, I'll minus 31 days of July. I'll be left with 12 days of August. Plus 3 grace days. 13, 14, 15. 15th August. Any problem? 15th August is the Independence Day. The holiday is known in advance. So I'll take the previous day, which is 14th of August. So 14th of August 2020. Next is 10 July plus 50 days. Calculate and tell me, guys. Calculate and tell me. What is the due date? From 50 days, I need to minus how many days of July? So July total 31 days. In the 10 days is already gone. So balance will be 21 days. 31 minus 10 is 21 days. So 50 minus 21. 29 days of August plus 3 grace days. 30, 31, 1. 1 September. 1 September, any holiday? No. So 1/9/2020. Now 16 July plus 55 days. So in July, how many days left? 31 days is the total month. 31 minus 16. I'm left with 15 days of July. So 55 minus 15. 40 days of balance days. After July, it is August. So 31 days of August I need to minus. So 40 minus 31. 9 days of September plus 3 grace days. 10, 11, 12. 12 September is no public holiday, no emergency holiday. Now please compare both the table. Both the tables due date you have to compare. Both the tables due date you have to compare and tell me which is the least month. August, September, July. July, August, September, July, August, September. So July is the least date. So in July we have here 28th of July. Here we have 13th of July. And here we have 25th of July. So can I say 13th of July will be the least date? 13th of July is the least date. 13th of July is the least date. Please tell me, guys. So base date is going to be 13th of July. Taking 13th July as the base date. So please calculate, guys. How many number of days? Number of days from base date to due date. From 13th July to 4th of August. In July, totally how many days? 31 days are there, guys. In that 13 days, if it is gone, how much remaining? 18 days of July plus 4 days of August. So 19, 20, 21, 22. 22 days. The number of days from base date 13 July to 22 August. So 18 days of July plus 22 days of August, which is 40. Number of days from base date 13 July up to 28 July. So 28 minus 13 is how much? 15 days. Number of days from base date 13 July. From 13 July to 9th of September. So July 18 days is there. August 31 days. September 9 days. So 18 plus 31 plus 9. 58 days. Number of days from base date to 17th of September. So 18 days of July is remaining plus 31 days of August is remaining plus 17 days of September. How much? 66 days.
66.
Yes. What is the total of the amount? 400 plus 750 plus 1000 plus 1250 plus 800. 4200 is the total amount. And product, guys, 400 into 22 m plus 8800. 750 into 40 m plus 30,000. 1000 into 15 m plus 15,000. 1250 into 58 M plus 72,500. 800 into 66 M plus 52,800. MRC is how much? 1,79,100. That's right. Recheck, recheck. Do it one more time, no problem. All in people, are you all getting this answer? Abhi, Ashwin, Kavi, Rupesh, Sanjay, all of you getting this answer?
Yes, sir.
Girls, no response.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, can somebody tell me online what is the amount for the second tabular column? What is the amount?
800,
800,
950,
950,
1150,
1,150,
1800,
1,800,
1250.
1,250. Please calculate the number of days, guys. Please calculate the number of days. Samiksha, you got it? Good. So number of days from base date. What is the base date? 13 July. 13 July is the base date, guys. From 13 July to 13 July, it is 0 days. Number of days from base date to 25th of July. So 25 minus 3 is how much? Sir, 25 minus 13 is how much? 12. Number of days from base date 13 July to 14th of August. So how many days remaining in July? 31 minus 13 is
18, sir.
18 days of July plus 14 days of August, which is
32.
32. Number of days from base date 13 July to 1 September. So 18 days of July plus 31 days of August plus 1 day of September, which is
50, sir.
50 days. From 13 July to 12th of September. So 18 days of July, 31 days of August plus 12 days of September.
61 days.
61. Okay. So 800 to 0 is 0 only. 950 into 12 M plus 11,400. 1150 into 32 M plus 36,800. 1,800 into 50 M plus 90,000. 1,250 into 61 M plus 76,250. MRC 2,14,450. And can you tell me the amount total, please? 5,950. Wonderful. Now, guys, we have to calculate the average due date, which is equal to base date plus difference of product upon difference of amount. Base date is 13/7/2020 plus difference of product, guys. I want the amount to be positive. So bigger amount first, then subtract with a smaller amount. So 2,14,450 looks bigger amount. So 2,14,450 minus second table product minus first table product, which is how much? First table product 1,179,100 divided by 5,950 minus 4,200. I want the answer to be positive, guys. So accordingly, please take the values. So 13 July 2020. Tell me the difference numerator. 2,14,450 minus 1,79,100. 35,350 divided by 1,750. So 35,350 divided by 1,750. 20.2. 20.2. Round off will be 20 only. 20.2. 20.2. Round off to 20 only. So 13th of July 2020 plus 20 days. So in July, how many days remaining? 31 days left, 13 portion, which is 18 days of July. So 20 minus 18 days of July, I'm left with 2 days of August. So 2nd August 2020 is the average due date on which you have to make the net payment of 1750. So who has to make payment to whom? Who has to make payment to whom? Online people are waiting for responses. Who will make payment for whom? Who will make payment to whom? Online people, hello. The first table says that payment by Khan to Kapoor. Khan to Kapoor is how much? 4,200. Payment by Kapoor to Khan. Second table is 5,000. How much? 5,950. So who has to pay more? Kapoor has to pay to Khan. So Kapoor to Khan. Net amount is 1750. So the final conclusion will be therefore the net payment of 1750 has to be paid by Kapoor to Khan on 2nd August 2020. You note it down, guys. You have to always end your answer with a conclusion. Conclusion will carry marks. Therefore, the net amount of rupees 1750 has to be paid by Kapoor to Khan on 2nd August 2020. The net payment of rupees 1750 has to be paid by Kapoor to Khan on 2nd August 2020 in such a way that there is neither gain or loss to the either parties. Where there is neither gain nor loss by way of interest to either parties. Please note it down. Therefore, the net payment of rupees 1750 has to be paid by Kapoor to Khan on 2nd August 2020, where there is neither gain nor loss by way of interest to either parties. This is your final presentation, guys. Note it down. Don't take photo. Later you'll forget to write it. I'm telling you. It is not smart work. 8th question homework, guys. Same as the first question we did in this particular concept. So 8th question will be homework. So with this, we are done with your second case, guys. We left the 2 more cases. I think by next 2 classes, we should be done with this chapter. Any doubts, any confusions in this chapter, guys? Hello? Any doubts or confusion in this chapter so far? No, sir. Okay. Offline,
No, sir.
comfortable? Online?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Superb, superb, superb. Yes, people. So we come to end of today's session. So that's all from my end for today's class. I'll see you all in the tomorrow's class from evening 5 to 6:45. Right? So until then, bye-bye. See you. Take care.